'48 Dodge panel van. This originally came with a flathead 6, so it was an inline 6. I think it was a 268 cubic inch motor. This has been my project for the last year and a month. 1986 Chevy K5 Blazer, and it had a 350 Chevy in it that was rebuilt. It had all the running gear, running and driving. It had around 320,000 K on it. Took the whole body off, chopped it up, took it to the dump because it was all rust. You know how Blazers are. And then we took the frame and the engine and the running gear and all of it and put it underneath this van. Now, of course, that was no easy task. It took a lot of modifications and a lot of hours. And it's not finished yet, but as you can see, that is the Blazer engine, which is a 350 Chevy or a 5.7 liter. It is shoved all the way back there because that's where it fit on the body the best, because the wheelbase on this vehicle was pretty close to the original. We had to match wheelbases, so it worked out pretty well. Got our steering column right there. We had to use a few adapters for that. Now if you look, it almost touches the door. It's all right, you can still fit your knuckles in between. And it is a tilt column because they had that back in '86. As you can tell, this door is not original. This is a door off of a 53. So this was actually a split window. Cut out the pieces for and put the original 49 window in. Mirrors are obviously not original. This bumper is not original. We made this. We went to an old farmer's place and we cut it off the front of this guy's frame that he welded it on. And as you can see, it's some pretty thick steel. It used to be straight, of course. Cut it off here, curved it to match the flow of the body, welded it back together, and we got 2 square 6 LED light bars. Been wired yet, and we have a front receiver that we're gonna put a winch in. Essentially, cut a big section out of the grill here, as you can see, because it was all beat and battered, and we needed to make room for the new frame horns, which are a lot bigger. And it's all C-channel. So with it being a Blazer, it has all the off-road suspension. It's got double shocks, soft front leaf springs. These inner fenders were actually out of the '86 Blazer. Was kind of hard to make fit in, but we made it work. Extended these front fenders, both sides. We put a 2-inch strip at the bottom here, 2.5 inch, and then 2 inch again. And then we windowed in this corner here. None of it was very straight, so I didn't really want to go with the pretty truck look. I like the way this looks, and it looks like somebody drove it through a barbed wire fence, jumped it, because when we got it, the frame was broke right at the front suspension hangers. This is where the old filler neck fuel tank was underneath. The running boards are original but swapped. They're not on the right side, but they fit better this way. We widened the rear fenders. They are flared, so they're wider in the back than they are in the front. Also matches the body better. It goes straight and then cuts in. Dual exhaust, which somebody put on original rear doors. They don't fit that great. Swing open panel doors with a adjustable, just like that. That's the original rear bumper. Again, didn't have a hitch. Well, it did have a hitch actually. Not sure if it was stock though, but they put it right here. There was a hole here for a ball hitch. Wood in the back. This is the original wood as far as I know. A big shell all the way around. We've just started insulating the roof. Somebody welded the support bars on here for support, which they didn't do anything, so we got to tear those off. Taillights, not original. These are new LEDs. They're actually off of a trailer. And then this license plate holder is original too, other than the lens that we had to change because it was broke. New filler neck position. There's a huge ugly smash here filled with lead back then, because that's what they had instead of Bondo. Put the fuel neck in there. It goes through the wood underneath to our fuel tank. This roll pen is mostly original. This little patch right here we had to add because that part was bashed. This was badly bashed too. As you can see, there was lead dripping down as we were welding it across. Trailer plug is ready to go. Still needs to be put in position. For rear suspension, it's just a standard light duty truck. The exhaust goes over top of the or differential, just like, now it does have a posi. There was 4 holes here, as you can see we welded them. I'm not sure what was here. I was thinking a spare tire. This door is green, as you can see, it doesn't match the rest of the truck, and it was 52, everything lined up, so it's pretty much the same door. It was also a vent window, but we put the original 49 window in. Don't have the panels for either of these doors because they were mouse infested and wrecked. Hood, fenders, front clip is all original. The whole rest of the body is original. The windshield is new. We are missing some of the chrome. There's supposed to be 2 bars, medium-sized one and then a longer one in these holes. Now somebody debadged it, obviously, or some guy stole them because it's missing all of the Dodge logos, which really sucks. Other than this stayed. For some reason, nobody stole that. I've never seen another one of those in my life. Interior, the floor is all new stuff. It's 16 gauge steel. We joined it here with the transmission tunnel from the Blazer. And the floor, part of the floor, we used the firewall from the Blazer. Welded this panel in here and on that side too. Added new steel, but this piece right here and the firewall is original Blazer stuff. That's why we had to push the engine so far back. We wanted to fit with the transmission tunnel. We have these cloth gray and white seats that we got out of a junkyard. They're just gonna have 4 bolts holding them down. You don't have to have seat belts in this thing because it's old and they didn't have seat belts originally. The original steering column and steering wheel from the Blazer. 700 R4 transmission. This dash is actually out of the same truck we got that green door off of, and it had these cool arches here. I thought they were a lot cooler than the original dash. Original gauge out of the 52 pickup is a lot nicer than the 49 one. The 49 one was destroyed. These are digital red and black fuel, air fuel mixture, and clock. They are all from Summit. Signal light indicators here. This is all original stuff. Just switches and knobs that used to be used for, well, the choke was used for starting the engine. This was an option back then, temperature control. That's why it's got this glorious piece of chrome here. I'm not sure what this is, but this is very cool considering it's a panel van. This is the windshield wiper control switch, or it was. We actually changed out the windshield wiper motor and put in a newer one that was out of a Toyota van rear trunk window wiper motors. 10,000 RPM tach with volts, water, and oil pressure. Really sweet when it fires up because it's also red backlighting, just like the rest of the gauges. Glove box. There isn't one because it was all eaten out by mice when we got the thing. So this is the original heater. It still works surprisingly, and it's almost 71 years old, so that's pretty cool. Got 4x4, so we have 4 low and 4 high. This center console is out of the Blazer as well. It's got cup holders. This is probably going to be the steering wheel I put on it. We found these Dodge hubcap centers that are going to go over top of here. Sun visors on. These are out of a junkyard truck. Painted the whole inside of this van black, and it's a rust coat primer, so it won't rust anymore if water gets on it. So the actual original color of this van was olive green. Window post here. It was actually green originally. I think a farmer took it when he painted his barn and also painted this. It never stuck very well, but all in all, for more than 70 years old, it's in pretty decent shape for rust wise. Rear bumper actually matched the front, so that front bumper also would have been on here, but we wanted to go with something more heavy and more protective. Now the only mods done to the engine is new headers on, but I know that the whole thing is rebuilt, and I think that's an Edelbrock Performer, so I think it's 650 CFM. Radiator out of another truck that we had. We got it re-cored, built brackets to make it fit. The 49 radiator worked for a little bit, but was clogged, also with mouse. We put some air trumpets on, and they sound pretty sick. Give you a handle on them.